Ragnaros back in the day, like, we pretty much banished him back to the plane of fire, and he's pissed.
Yeah.
Right. So.
It was too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Way too soon. So you can see on the layout here to the south of Hyjal, that's the section where we created a whole new landmass there, and that's where they've come through. You're going to quest through all that. Now, that doesn't mean that Hyjal doesn't have anything to help it out. Malfurion Stormrage is actually back. He's woken from the Emerald Dream. And the Barrow Dens below Hyjal and the armies of Cenarius are going to be here, help trying to defend the World Tree. And you're going to get to play a part in this whole storyline through the zone.
And you know what? While Ragnaros is pissed, Malfurion's pissed too. So, he's going to get it on.
Oh, well, there you go. So one last thing to comment on here in Hyjal is Dark Whisper Gorge. We're actually going to make a part of Hyjal as a zone. Dark Whisper has been pretty affected pretty seriously by the Cataclysm, and it's now basically been occupied by Twilight's Hammer. So it's going to be a completely new flow in that area. It won't just be great for mining anymore. So here's a couple shots of the World Tree in Hyjal. So Hyjal is an example of a zone that we're actually going to really be able to use the new terrain phasing on. Working as you quest through the zone, things are going to be burning and on fire, and part of what you're going to be doing is trying to stop that. Here's a shot of Dark Whisper. And then here's a shot of the area where Ragnaros is coming through the elemental plane. So we'll finish up with Twilight Highlands. Twilight Highlands is going to be just east of Wetlands, and I think you guys know what exists there now. It's the city of Grim Batol. That's what's there now. Grim Batol, though, actually has been sheared in half. So when Deathwing came out from Deepholm, he basically went on a path of destruction across Azeroth, and you're actually going to see that the scar that he's left across the terrain as he made his way back to Grim Batol. And when he actually lands and ends up here, and when he came down, he's actually just so powerful. He's burning molten hot. He just cuts a line, a hole, a crack, a crevice, like right through the middle of Grim Batol, the city. And that's that kind of black line there on the top left of the map. And you're going to be able to quest through that and see all that. So Twilight Hammer also ends up playing out as kind of the home base of Twilight Hammer in general. Deathwing is here. This is where he's kind of, his base of operations is here. So you're going to see a lot of occupation there. We're going to do 2 new port towns here. Twilight Highlands is actually going to connect to the sea. So we're going to be able to do 2 new port towns with boats that'll travel to different places. The Red Dragons have been pushed back. Right now, there's still a few there out in the outer edge of Grim Batol, just to the east of Wetlands, but they've actually been pushed back into Twilight Highlands. So you're going to see bases there, and you'll be able to interact with them in new quest hubs. And finally, there's a new flight that's being created here, and that's the Twilight Dragon flight. And the storyline here, there's a lot to talk about, and we're definitely going to get into that in the actual zone. Here's a concept piece for Twilight. We've only got one. This one's still very work in progress, so we've got a good shot of it here, though. So now, Dungeons and Raids. There's going to be a ton of new content here. Like Tom mentioned, one thing we wanted to make sure for Cataclysm is that we were going to have more in-game content than we ever had before. But that's not to say we're not going to have just as much level-up content. We're going to have a ton of dungeons. Just a few examples here. The Firelands is going to be one of our raids. You're going to be able to go actually into the elemental planes of fire, go to Sulfuron Keep, and Ragnaros is there, and he's a lot bigger, he's a lot stronger, and he's super pissed. So you're going to have to deal with that as a raid. Like I mentioned earlier, Old Doom. We're going to have 2 level-up dungeons in Old Doom, the Halls of Origination and the Lost City of Tol'vir. One's an exterior city of the actual city from the Tol'vir where they originated from, and then we actually have a new Titan dungeon, the Halls of Origination. Blackrock Caverns. Now, what this is basically a completely brand new level-up dungeon that's located in Blackrock Spire. So we wanted,